Time for the unboxing. Okay, now I have everything all set up, ready to show you. I did post on Instagram and on the channel too that this was coming up, and some people took some guesses, and some people were right. Some people were way off base, because this is not a box of panties. Sorry, Tank and Monarch, but it's not. However, here's a hint. That came in there. So when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, I did notice some folks using a specific piece of gear, and it looked like it worked rather well. It worked better than what I was using. So I thought, you know, what the heck? When I got back, I would make that purchase and give it a shot. So what am I talking about? Well, talking about this. That's right. Moving on to the umbrella. Now, I will still have my rain jacket with me. I've got a really nice lightweight marmot, I believe. Yeah, I think it's a marmot jacket that I got late last year. However, all the folks that I saw hiking the Appalachian Trail with one of these, they absolutely raved about them. And the fact that basically their upper torso was able to stay dry, that's a huge selling point to me. Because let's face it, with a rain jacket, either it's going to wet out or sweat out. You're not going to stay dry. This, however, I think would be a game changer for me. So along with this, I got the hands-free attachment kit. I guess I could have made this, myself, but it was on sale. So I figured out, what the hell, let me go ahead and get it. So this way it'll attach to the strap of my pack, and basically I'll be able to hike around and not have to worry about holding this when I can still use my trekking poles. And the other thing is, I did get the reflective one. So that'll help me out with a hike I'm going to do this year, where I'm going to be in a lot of higher altitudes, exposed areas. So the sun is definitely going to be a factor, because I'm going to be out there in the summertime too. Anyway, this is their carbon umbrella, and I think it comes in about 6.5 ounces. I'll put a little link below there, or a little tag below, let you know if I'm right or wrong. Extremely light. Yeah, it's got to be like 6 ounces. So looking forward to using this. I mean, I'm not looking forward to getting rained on, but I'm looking forward to having my rain experience a little bit better than it would have been with just a rain jacket by itself. Yep. So there we go. I'm part of the umbrella crowd. Now, the big piece of gear that came in this, well, it might surprise some of you, because I'm pretty loyal when it comes to my brands. And you know how I love the cottage companies. But I was looking for something that was a little bit smaller than what I had already. And because you know what, I want to take that step closer towards ultralight, not the total sufferfest of slipping on one of those little foam mattresses that's a 1/4 inch thick, and trying to convince everybody that it's comfortable. But yeah, I want to take a next step towards ultralight. So with that, what I ended up getting was the Swift V pack. Like I said, this might come as a shock to a lot of you out there, because you know how loyal I am to my brands, especially Chicken Tramper. Trust me, I'm not going to get rid of my other pack, and I'm not getting rid of any of the gear made by them. But I wanted to get a smaller pack that was very customizable, and that's what I ended up getting with this one here. So what do I mean by customizable? Well, first of all, you have like 3 different strap configurations to choose from, And I went with the vest. So you see it right there. It's, let me pull it up. It's got 2 chest clips, straps going across the sternum, and it's actually got 6 points of attachment here and adjustment for the straps themselves. On the vest, you've got a large pocket. You have a zipper pocket here, and then you have a mesh pocket on the outside. And you also have like a little plastic D-ring in case you need to attach something on the outside there. You know, maybe you want to put your keys there. Maybe you would just want to, you know, have a lanyard for your phone so it doesn't fall out. You don't lose it. Who knows? Whatever you want to attach on there, it's totally up to you. I had seen a review on this vest, and it really sounded like it was going to do what I wanted it to do if I got rid of the belt and the frame inside and decided to go with a frameless pack like that. What these vests do is more or less transfer a lot of the weight from your shoulders to your core. So if you're going without a hip belt, you know, that might be something you want to look into. The other thing that's very customizable with it is how it fits on you. So the pad straps here, the pack straps, are held in by a piece of Velcro behind this here. And there's several different channels on it. Put this up to the camera. So there's several different channels on there if you want to raise or lower your pack. I have it at the highest setting right there because, you know, I'm 6'1", I'm a tall guy. But they give you this pack adjustment tool. So what it basically does is you slide it in between, actually behind here, between the hook and the pile pieces of Velcro, and it breaks them open so you can easily slide this in and out and move it to whatever channel that you need. So that's really cool. I mean, I'm not going to take this with me, you know, when I'm hiking, but, you know, getting it all set up, very handy piece of gear. So another piece that's customizable right there is how it's riding. So if you like it riding higher or lower, depending if maybe if you have a your waist strap on or not, that's totally up to you. But I thought that was really cool right there. You know, speaking of the waistband, that too is removable, and you can use this tool to slide in here to break apart the Velcro and then move the belt out. And that's what I thought was really cool. I ended up getting a medium belt, and you know, when I was on the Appalachian Trail, I lost so much weight, 40 pounds, that my waistband at the end really didn't, I had it cranked all the way down, and it was barely working. With this one here, for some reason, if I do a thru hike with it and drop a ton of weight again, and if I need a new belt, you know, I can hopefully get a small one to insert in here. The other great thing is, you know, if I want to let somebody else use this pack, or if I give it to somebody else, all they have to do is buy a new set of shoulder straps and a new waistband if they're smaller than me. So, like, again, it's very customizable. On the waistband itself, get that out of the way, it's on each side, it's got 2 adjustment points instead of your standard one, which I thought was pretty cool because that'll help really have this a better fit depending on what your body type is like. And one thing, and I love my fanny packs, trust me, I love my fanny packs. I'm a fanny pack fan now. But what I do like about the pouches, at least on this waistband, is they have a square bottom. So they're squared off, not tapered, so you can fit more into them. Even though they're not really all that huge, because of that square bottom, it definitely, you know, expands the volume of there. So that was pretty smart thinking on their part. So I ended up going with the Swift V, not the Swift X, because actually this is a little bit lighter. Even though the Swift X is more expensive. This one here is actually lighter. This is made out of aerobic nylon, where the Swift X, they use the the VX21 fabric. It's the same fabric used in my Chicken Tramper pack. But I figured, you know, what the hell, let me shave off a couple of ounces there and about $100. And, you know, with the aerobic nylon, I'd give it a shot. It's an extremely light pack. Well, it does come with the hydration bladder sleeve, which that's going to be the first thing I'm going to take out. But back here is where the frame sits, and the frame is just kind of like a, maybe I can show it to you here. There you go. It's almost kind of just like a piece of cable. It's not your normal, you know, hard frame, because I mean, look, you can bend it and everything else. But you can pull that out if you want to go frameless. The other thing I noticed about the frame is a lot of times the frame stops where the hip belt is. This one goes all the way down to the bottom of the pack, and it's supposed to be able to transfer the weight a little bit better than the ones that stop just at the hip belt. But I thought that was pretty cool. Now it does appear to have, you know, a type of coating on the inside of the nylon here. I wouldn't say this is a waterproof pack. It might be water resistant. So I definitely will use a liner. And, you know, honestly, even if I had, you know, an Ultra or Dyneema pack, I would still use a liner. They don't weigh that much, and why risk it, you know? Why risk it? And if you saw the video that Dan Becker, he went out with the Show Brothers and they got rained on, and he had I think it was a Hyperlight pack when they got to camp, and they got rained on the entire time they were hiking in the 5 miles. And when they got to camp, he opened up his pack and everything was wet because he didn't use a liner. He thought his pack was waterproof and he would be okay. Come to find out, some of the stitching near the shoulder straps wasn't seam sealed, and that's where the water came in. So I got it if you're trying to be a gram weenie, but what's better, you know, a ½ ounce trash compactor bag, or, you know, 4 pounds of water weight because your stuff got soaked? Yeah. Okay, moving on. So talking some more about how customizable this is. So your closure on the top, either you can roll it down and buckle it like a lot of them, or with this one, it also has a side strap. So if you want to roll it down and then connect it to the side, see if I can do this. You can do it that way and cinch it down, whatever you prefer. The only thing I don't like is if you just use the top method where you just roll the top down, these are still just kind of hanging around. I guess you can tuck them down into a side pocket. I wish they were removable in case you change your mind. But I guess, you know, this is probably the preferred method, and, you know, just clipping and rolling from the top is probably supposed to be used when you have, you know, an extended amount of things in your backpack, like after you do your food resupply. Let's see, what else do we have? Yep, load lifters. And we also have let me open it up, a Y-strap for the top. And you can either connect that Y-strap to the bag here or to the front pocket. Now the front pocket is just made out of a stretchy mesh. It's pretty beefy. It's not, you know, a lot of the mesh that you see on packs can be a little flimsy, a little thin. This is actually, like I said, pretty beefy. And the same material used on the side pockets. These are large enough to put 2 1-liter bottles in each one. And you do have your little cinch shock cord. Now your straps on the side. These are actually regular cordage. They are not shock cord so they don't stretch. And if you wanted to replace them out with shock cord, you could easily do that. They're just tied off the bottom here and woven through. And lastly, talk about the front side here. You've got your ice axe loop or trekking poles, but you also have a couple of these rings on there on both bottoms. So I think if you wanted to, you could run shock cord in an X pattern across this, which is what I'm going to do. So that way you can strap stuff to the outside of this too, if especially if you have things that you need to dry, whether it be socks or a shirt or something like that. Being able to drape it over the back of your pack just makes it dry a lot easier. So yeah, I might do that, run some shock cord through it. But yeah, there we go. That is it right there for the first look at this. And I was thinking, I'm not working today, so let me go downstairs. I'm going to put a normal 4-day load in this with all of my gear and some food and water, and let's do a little shakedown hike. Okay, we are out at Aiken Canyon. It's a nice, little short hike, but this is really what I like the most about it is nobody ever comes out here. It's a very underused, trail, I would say. So initial impressions, yeah, it's comfortable. The vest straps are definitely different than what I've used in the past. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you can move pretty easily in it. Doesn't feel restrictive or anything. So far so good. Now I've got probably about 5 days worth of food in there. Or excuse me, not 5 days. 3 days worth of food. A couple liters of water. Yeah, somewhat of a normal loadout. All right. Did not do a good pack job. I just kind of jammed the stuff in there, so the pack is probably bigger than what it would normally be. All right, well, hopefully we'll see some wildlife while we're out here. All right, we're about halfway done, and just a quick update. The pack's riding pretty good. Surprisingly, I'm not really feeling it as much on my chest, but it distributes the weight really nice to that hip belt. And for this being such a flexible frame, and I'll say frame with air quotes there because it's a big piece of cable. Yeah, this is working rather well to get the weight down there. Still trying to get used to how to tweak this in up here. The vest and everything. Just feels like it's just not tight enough on this side, and I keep tightening it up. But whatever, I'll work it out. Tighten up again. But so far so good. Pretty comfortable. I think next time, I'll actually take my time and pack it differently, because a lot of times I'll take my sleeping mat and put it up against the back of the pack to create a little bit more support, and I'll do that again. But yeah, so far so good, and having a good time out here. A little snowy, a little icy, a little muddy, so I Started using these so I don't fall and bust my booty. But nobody else is out here. But yeah, I haven't seen any wildlife though. Just kind of hoping to see at least some deer, but you got what you got. Let me show you the trail. So, like I said, it's a little snowy in areas, not enough for micro spikes. No biggie. All right, catch you guys back at the end. Okay, back in the car because it's a little bit warmer. Temps dropped down a bit as I got past the halfway mark. The sun went away and wind picked up a little bit, so I thought I'd do this in the car, the truck. Overall impression so far, very positive. The pack ride's very nice. Still trying to get used to the vest as far as adjustments and all of that. It felt like it was not tight enough on my right shoulder, and my right shoulder is a little bit lower than my left. But the only thing so far that I don't like about it is putting one of these up in the pocket on the vest. When you cinch the vest down, this kind of presses into you. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do the 750 milliliter disposable bottles up there. What I might do is get one of those collapsible running ones. We've got an outfitter downtown that's real good, and they've got the Hydro Flask ones there. So I think I'm gonna whip in there and see what they have. And they do have ones that have like almost kind of like a straw that comes up out of it. So that might even be better if I can just, pop that sucker in my mouth while I'm hiking instead of having to pull it out. I'll take a look. But yeah, overall impressions are good. It fits up against your back. Well, so does my my Chicken Tramper pack. But yeah, this one's flush against your back. And next time I'm going to do a better job packing it. I didn't distribute the weight very well. But yeah, pretty happy. Wow, the waistband worked very well. Fit nice. Definitely transferred weight down there. And it was almost kind of like, the weight was on my shoulders, but it was on my chest and my hips at the same time. Yeah, pretty happy with it. So looking forward to getting out and doing another hike with it, maybe a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna start giving it a shot with without the waistband, and maybe probably without the frame as well. So there we go. First impressions definitely positive. If you have this pack, if you know somebody who has this pack, please, put something down in the comments there, and let me know your thoughts on it. If you've had any issues or any problems with it or anything, please let me know. Because this is going to be the pack I'm going to use this summer for my thru hike of the Colorado Trail. Yep, definitely doing the Colorado Trail this summer. I've already got a few segments knocked out, and between now and I'm thinking 1 August-ish start time. There you go. So people that want to stalk me can go out there and wait for me. I'm going to knock out more segments between now and then. So this way, hopefully, I can take off the time from my job and not have to quit. But if need be, I will quit. Which would kind of suck because I'm kind of enjoying my job right now. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but it's not too bad. Anyway, there we go. So that about wraps it up. I know I haven't been doing that great of a job keeping up on my videos. Between the employment and the holidays and all that stuff, schedule's been a little wonky. So trying to get back into it, but I need to do some AT-ish oriented videos for you guys, especially like gear review of the stuff that I used out there. So, all right, folks, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the deal, all that kind of stuff. And talk to you soon.